Hello, it's Waypoint and welcome back to Play the Game Central. Today I will be giving you a guide on how to play tank. Now, I have to mention firstly that playing tank is not the most complicated things in Extinction. So, in the class you are pretty much free to do pretty much anything you want. Obviously you want to be a tank. And obviously being a tank you're going to be really close range, so pretty much anything but the P226 is pretty good in here. Though I actually used P226 for some reason, I just liked it. So, for the ammo, it doesn't matter, you shouldn't run it at all. Somebody else should be running ammo. And for the next part, for your support, you should be using either Armor or Feral Instinct. Because both of these are health related, because the Feral Instinct increases your regeneration rate, which can be very useful when playing tank. And the Armor is useful for the whole team, and even more so than the Feral Instinct. For the next part of your class, you should be either using Sentries or IMS. It doesn't really matter, because you just need to protect your team, nothing else. So these two are pretty much perfect for that, so just use any of these. The Vulture one is good too, but I don't really think you need it. And for the last part of your class, anything is good. The Grenade Turret, or the Portable Turret, or even the War Machine or the Death Machine, or even the Riot Shield. It doesn't matter, all of them do good. The Riot Shield is nice, but you're already pretty full on health and armor, so you probably should focus more on the weapons and killing stuff faster. Now as a tank, your job is to stay in the front line and take the damage and stop anyone else from dying, because you are the person that can take the most damage out of anyone, and you should be using that as an advantage, not for you, but as for your whole team. If you are that guy who plays tank because he wants to stay alive, you're doing it wrong. If you're playing tank, you are the one keeping others alive. So what you should do is always stay near your weapon specialist and protect him and let him kill everything and let him stay alive. When you're playing, you shouldn't be focusing on buying a lot of stuff. You can maybe buy traps, but that's more for the engineer. If you're playing without an engineer, then feel free to do that. You shouldn't even probably buy a lot of weapons. Just wait till there's a challenge that your team needs and you can buy that weapon. Because as a tank, you are not the main damage output and you will never be the main damage output. Just buy the occasional armor or feral instincts whenever someone asks for it. And when rhinos appear, you should be at a melee distance from them, because you can take it all. You just go over there and beat the shit out of the rhino, and if you're nearly dead, just route down some armor or use the armory upgrade that makes you invulnerable, and just carry on. And your team should be done with the rhino in no time. The tank armory upgrade is also useful for reviving fallen allies, as are you, because your medic hasn't got a lot of damage. Neither does he have a lot of health. So what you should be doing is going there and soaking up all the damage and just try to stay as near as possible and try to attract all of the cryptids to you and let the medic keep your team alive. Against boss cryptids like the breeder, it's extremely useful to use your armory upgrade, as you can't take any damage from the breeder. You can soak up the whole magazine of the turret ammo, you can soak up the melee attacks it has, you can make it focus on you, and everyone else can just focus fire on its eyes and face, so it goes down easily. And the same goes for the Kraken, as you are invincible, so you can just go around with no worries at all, even when the deck glows red, and just make everything focus on you, maybe help the guy who's on the turret, and just soak up all the damage. And now that was pretty simple now, wasn't it? If you're playing the tank to save yourselves from a lot of trouble, and for it being easier, you're doing it completely wrong and you're not helping your team. So that was the main point of this video. Now, this was a simple video, so there will be more. There will be one on the weapon specialist and one on the medic 2 coming soon, but I don't have the upgrade for them yet. But it will be done pretty soonish. So I hope you enjoyed this guide and maybe learned something, and the Waypoint out.